Hello and welcome back to another episode of Math with Sohn. Hope you got this video because the last one just cut out. This time, we're going to be finding all the zeros, all rational zeros, with x to the fourth. Okay, you start it the exact same way. You list out all the factors of the last term and divide by the factors of the first term, which in this case is a little funky, but you could think of it as the factors of 9, but I would recommend always starting with 1. And negative 1, and then see what goes from there. Okay, so if we put in a 1 here, and then we have our 1 for the 1x to the fourth, then a 7, then a 15, then a 9. Do not forget the last term is technically 0. Bring down your first number, 1. Multiply, you get 1. Add, you get 8. Multiply, you get 8. Add, you get 22. Multiply, you get 22, add, you get 31, and then you're upset because this is not 0. If it's not 0, you did not find a 0, and it's not 0. So instead of maybe trying 1, let's try the next easiest number, which is negative 1. With the same numbers, because nothing has changed there, 1, 7, 15, 9, 0. Bring down the 1, 1. Multiply, negative 1, add 6, multiply, negative 6, add, was that 8? No, 9. Multiply, negative 9. Here we go. Now we're looking good. And then from here, we started with an x to the fourth. Now we're going to be with an x to the third plus 6x squared plus 9x, and then plus 0. So we still have an x to the third. If we still have an x to the third, we're not done yet. We have to continue guessing and checking and guessing and checking until we figure out what it's going to be. Now, so we just start the whole process over again, and we keep going. So I'm going to get a separate sheet of paper. These do take a lot of paper. We got x to the third plus 6x squared plus 9x plus 0. I would guess that maybe 3 or negative 3. I'm going to go with negative 3 because all of these numbers are positive. The odds of a positive number zeroing something out go down significantly. 6, 9, 0. Let's see if negative 3 works. 1, negative 3, 3, negative 9, 0. We got a winner. So we got x squared now because it was x to the third plus 6x. X squared plus 3x. You take these numbers squared and then 3x plus 0. And then from here, if you get it down to an x squared, then you can factor it. And if you factor this one, you could use the entire tic-tac-toe board. But you could also realize that both of these have an x term, and if you factored out an x, you would be left with an x plus 3. And then you'd equal it to 0. So you got one factor, x equals 0. Next factor, x plus 3 equals 0, which if you subtract gives you negative 3. X equals 0 for the right here. And then the negative 3 that we also had from our synthetic division, and the negative 1 that we had from our synthetic division as well. Now, I do have a confession to make. This problem could have been done a little bit easier because if you looked at the original, they all could have had an x that you could have taken out to begin with. But I wanted to show you what you would do if it's an x to the fourth. If it's an x to the fourth, you find a 0, which in this case was negative 1. It brings it down to x to the third, and then you have to start again. You find another 0, and then it gets it to an x squared, which then you can guaranteed to be able to factor or use the quadratic formula for. This also has an issue with 2 of the zeros being the exact same thing. If that ever happens, they call it a multiplicity of 2 in this case, which means that 1 0 is counting as 2 of them. It's doing double duty because it did still start with an x to the fourth. You should still have 4 zeros, okay? This is just a few videos down. We are going to get to the harder problems on the next one where we encounter what to do if it's not factorable, which is newsflash, just the quadratic formula. Until next time, I will see y'all later. Bye.